TKO Talk.
Two girls, shotgun, black Lamborghini, both Chinese, one in half a bikini, other on her iPad, satellite TV, we stay tuned like John.
This bout has my attention, as I think the consequences of it will weigh more on the division progression than Adesanya and Pfeiffer. Anthony Hernandez is on a winning streak that is currently unmatched in the UFC by anyone not a champion. Judges were only necessary twice throughout his current 8-fight win chain, and it's been going on since 2021. I think it's safe to say Fluffy is a finisher. Dude is also an aggressor, a violent and somewhat wild one. Hernandez has the backing of the hardcore fan base, and this fight may get him over the first casual bump. None of his previous fights are this high profile, and obviously Sean Strickland is all too accommodating to platform the Fluffy one, but in my opinion, Anthony isn't one you want to get past first gear. Sean Strickland, let me ask the dozens of you that may see this video, where does Tarzan settle amongst the dust of the elite? Was he ever even elite? You know, I still very much believe Strickland beat Adesanya because he let outside factors infiltrate his mind. Stylebender hasn't been the same since, and I truly do give the credit to the MMA guru for breaking Adesanya. That's not to take away from Strickland, as I've been a student of his game for the better part of a decade now. Strickland has elite defense, mostly. I still believe he has one of the best jabs on the roster. At one point, I thought it was the #1 jab in the UFC, but the difference in his game against Israel Adesanya wasn't any different than before. Still, it's Tarzan's biggest victory, and he now has plenty of championship experience. That said, what does Strickland have to offer to keep Anthony Hernandez from advancing or shooting? As pretty as the jab is, Buddy isn't known for disconnecting his opponent's electricity. I don't think he's going to be able to hit Anthony with anything to make him respect him, or second guess the aggressiveness. In other words, I'd be pretty impressed to see Sean stop any and all takedowns, with as good as his takedown defense is. If he does, he opens a road to victory via decision though, because even though Strickland doesn't KO dudes, he does damage them. See Dricus Duplessis. Sean is performative for whatever fan base enjoys his antics and statements, but I'm not even sure if said fan base believes any of it anymore. I would love to see what Strickland and Chimaev look like in the octagon opposite each other. And there is certainly some heat between the two, but not as much as I want to see what Anthony Hernandez and Khamzat Chimaev look like in that octagon. I get this feeling that it would be Khamzat's most entertaining fight this side of Gilbert Burns. Imavov deserves a shot. Sure, okay, yes, I know, but they don't want to fight each other. Fine, don't. We have Adesanya, Pfeiffer, Strickland, and Hernandez all lined up to make a move and then some down the road. All of those options interest me more than Imavov anyway. But out of all scenarios, either Strickland or Hernandez really does the trick for me. I think this fight is going to come down to focus for either fighter. Sean Strickland has the ability to shut down Anthony's game if he's focused. He can damage Hernandez's face to a point where he can't target or see certain strikes coming. He can shut down the ground game by using that slick takedown defense I mentioned earlier. If focused, Anthony Hernandez can basically walk through Strickland's striking. Say that 10 times fast. Prettiness doesn't matter if Buddy keeps moving forward and swinging. If Anthony doesn't capitulate or become frustrated, Tarzan might not even swing into the third round. Get what I'm saying? Fluffy has some wrinkles in his game that do not show up for every outing, and Strickland may get surprised by a thing or two. From all the media jazz, it sounds like Anthony is taking Sean fairly seriously, or very seriously, whereas I always question how serious Sean is being about an upcoming fight at any point. If he put as much focus into leg kicks and uppercuts as he did cosplaying as federal agents and rage baiting the common man, Sean would steamroll Anthony in a masterclass of technical MMA abilities. Sean Strickland, I feel, is the one that needs this to go well for him. His social media gimmick is fading. much like Colby Covington's. It works if you're winning and finishing and are exciting or even charismatic. It falls flat even for your biggest fans if all you do is lose. Because then you're basically a loser wannabe influencer that goes and gets his ass kicked in the UFC every now and then. I mean, who really cares about it? I do think Sean is super sharp and thinks about this type of stuff. I do think he wants to put on a performance for the fans. If Anthony wins, especially by finish, he is going to explode in popularity. He is on a killer W chain, Mexican American, and hungry as fuck. The hardcore fan base is already behind him. Something like that works against Sean's favor in compound. I wonder what Khamzat thinks of Anthony, truly, because I see dude as a threat to the lone wolf, whereas I see Khamzat eyeing Sean as more of a good time. What stands out to me out of the three is their positions. I think Anthony is the hungriest, and Sean is gonna have to be mauling Anthony to achieve a TKO in a way we haven't seen him maybe ever. He's gonna have to be high volume and less risk averse. He may even need to show a couple of old wrinkles from his past if they aren't fully ironed out. Get what I'm saying? All Anthony Hernandez needs to do is continue doing what he has been doing. The middleweight division is one of the more intriguing for the top of 2026. There are so many different ways all of this goes. As long as the UFC doesn't allow Khamzat to move divisions, we are in for some heavy title fight anticipation. There are also stories and heat between several of the top 15 when you come to look at it. We have finishers and technical slicksters, characters, and all that jazz. This fight, in my opinion, will set the tone for the entire division for the rest of the year. They will all be watching, and regardless of what happens outside of a doctor's stoppage, they are gonna be motivated and inspired. Khamzat will comment, likely the winner being trash in his eyes at least, and things will continue to heat up. Imavov can either work in Khamzat's corner or fight the loser of this fight as far as I'm concerned.
I'm not surprised, motherfucker.